Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming over to my channel, I am a mom to 5 little ones ranging in age from 8 down to 6 months. And today I want to share with you guys 10 things I wish I knew before having a baby, before my first. This isn't going to be about labor and delivery or birth or anything. It's just about raising a little one and what it's like having a new baby and some of the things I wish I had known before having a baby. My husband and I were both 21 when our first baby was born. Actually, we were 22. We were both 22 when our first baby was born. But we were the first ones on both sides of our family to have a baby, so we didn't have any nephews or nieces. None of our friends had kids yet. And so I think we just went into it really not knowing what we were getting into. We hadn't heard stories from friends and, seen our friends with babies and seen how they do and what their baby is like and so on. And so we'd been around babies a lot, but I think we went into it really not knowing what we were getting into. Also, I didn't watch YouTube videos and read blogs to find more about parenting, and I totally should have. I think YouTube was just really new when we had our first, but now I see all the videos that go up and pregnancy updates and birth stories and just all these videos that I'm like, that would have really helped me if I had watched videos like this before having my first child. The love and satisfaction and just overwhelming appreciation having a baby is definitely more than you expect. It is an amazing thing having a baby, but these are a little more negative things in having a little one that I think would be beneficial and helpful for me to have known, and maybe for you to know before you have your first baby. Number one, it might take a really long time before your baby sleeps through the night. I think I went into this, I went into it thinking my baby would sleep through the night at a young age. My mom has 10 kids. I'm one of 10 kids. And she always told me that every one of us slept through the night by the time we were 3 months old. And I was like, oh, okay, 3 months. Like, that's kind of the number I had in my head when I had my first baby, was like about 3 months until they're sleeping through the night. That's not too bad. Actually, I did think that that was a long time. I thought 3 months seemed like a long time. Well, my babies were all closer to 1 or over 1 by the time they slept through the night. So going into it thinking that at 3 months they would be sleeping through the night, not realistic. Number 2 is that babies' naps don't just come naturally. I had my baby and I thought he'll fall asleep when he's tired. Doesn't work like that. You often have to put them to sleep. So find what they like and either swaddle them, give them a soother, rock them, whatever they need in order to go to sleep. Most babies, at least my babies, don't just doze in and out of sleep without being assisted. Number 3 is that breastfeeding does not come naturally. I don't know why I thought, yeah, my baby will be born, it'll breastfeed, and I didn't realize how hard breastfeeding can be. As my midwife told me, breastfeeding is a natural thing, but it does not come naturally. My number 4 is buy more receiving blankets. I prepped for, having equipment and having all the necessary things before my first child was born, and I bought 4 receiving blankets. I have no idea why I thought that would be enough, because of course it was not, and I ended up buying another 2 or 3 packages of receiving blankets, and my baby was the biggest spit upper ever. And so we went through receiving blankets like crazy. Number 5 is that you will not always know what your baby wants. And your baby will sometimes just cry, and it's fed, it's napped, he or she has a clean diaper on, and sometimes your baby will cry and you just won't know what's bothering your baby and what is wrong. Number 6 is trust your instincts, not everyone else's advice. So you will get advice from everybody, and believe me when I say everybody, someone you have never even met before will come up to you and tell you, what their advice is and what you should be doing with your child. But I believe that you have a mother's instinct and father's instinct to know what your baby needs and how you should be raising your baby. And so trust your instincts. Number 7 is that nothing will ever be the same again. And that is mostly in a good way, but it will never be the same again. So my husband and I, we would go on dates, we'd go on trips, we'd go, just on little like overnight trips and just going to the grocery store and everything you do as just a couple without a baby, and think, when we have a baby, we'll just bring a baby along and that'll be so nice. And I definitely underestimated how different it would be when we had a baby, and just the need of like, you need to feed your baby before you go, and you need to pack a diaper bag, and then even as you have more kids and your kids are older, yes, my husband and I can go away for a night, we can go away on a vacation, we can get babysitters for our kids, and we can still do stuff, just the two of us. But just the two of us is not the same as just the two of us were before we had kids. And as much as it's nice to go away, just the two of us, we almost don't feel complete. Like, it's hard to explain. It's amazing. It's so nice to go away without the kids, but you're not as easygoing and lighthearted and like, yeah, like this is us. Like, we have no worries or cares in the world. We still know in the back of our minds, like, our kids are somewhere. How are our kids doing? And it's not the same again. Number 8 is that there will be an end to every stage. And I have mentioned this in other videos before. With my first, I was like, just a little bit stressed out and really worried about these stages that I felt like these stages are going to last forever. My baby's having a hard time breastfeeding. My baby's having a hard time sleeping. I'm having a hard time adjusting to this, and feeling like this is going to last forever. But it doesn't. I promise you, that stage will be over before you know it, and after it's all said and done, you'll look back and think, oh, remember when my baby didn't sleep well? That was so short. Okay, maybe that's not a good example, because sometimes that is a long, long time. But remember when my baby was crying in the middle of the night and couldn't be consoled? Oh yeah, that went by so fast. Even though when you're in it and you're in the thick of it, it feels like it's gonna last forever. Like they say, and I could not agree more, the days are long, but the years really are short. Number 9 is don't compare. Don't compare to the baby next door who is crawling at 6 months old, and don't compare to the baby who is starting to talk and your baby can't talk yet. And don't compare to the baby that's sleeping through the night, because there will be those, and your baby's not sleeping through the night. And just take a deep breath. Don't compare your baby to other babies, because there's always a baby that's going to be further ahead than yours. There's always a baby that's going to be, reaching milestones before your baby reaches those milestones, but everybody's different. Don't compare. My 10th thing that I wish I had known was that it's hard. It is hard having a baby. It is hard having this tiny little person who is totally reliant on you, is relying on you to do everything for them. You won't always know what's wrong. It can be stressful. It's hard. I think I went into it, my husband and I both, I think, and we had, we were just making sure we had everything ready for baby when baby arrived. And I was more thinking of the birth as being the end. I know that sounds silly, but it's like, you're prepping and like you're thinking about the birth and how's the birth gonna go and meeting our baby. And then I hardly thought about afterwards, and looking up more info on breastfeeding and looking more info on baby's sleep habits and what to expect when my baby was actually here. I was just so interested in my pregnancy and studying up how to prepare for birth, and not really looking past that point. But do make sure you look up, baby sleep habits. Definitely look into more about breastfeeding, and really just try to prep yourself before baby comes, because it can definitely get overwhelming and it is hard, but it is also the most amazing thing being a mom. It is so rewarding, and I absolutely love being a mom. But if you're not a mom yet, or if you have a baby that you are expecting, that you're looking forward to meeting, then I hope you'll take these tips and maybe prepare a little bit more before baby comes. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.